Have you ever heard of this concept of audience capture? I never heard of this before until I watched a video recently. Another small creator that was complaining about it, complaining that her audience had captured her and she felt forced into making the same video over and over and over again, unable to pivot into something more authentic, what she really wanted to do. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm surprised I never heard of that before, but I can see how that could happen because YouTube really rewards consistency. It wants you to develop an audience that expects a certain type of content from you. It wants that audience to make sure to show up again and again on a consistent schedule. If you post every day or every week or whatever you do, it wants to create this like a drug, like a habit forming activity for people to do and keep them coming back. So it makes sense that that's what YouTube would promote. And as a result, you end up with this audience that's kind of really demanding and really expecting a certain thing from you. And you better keep producing that over and over, or they're going to rebel. They're going to start unsubscribing and leaving comments saying like, this is not what I subscribe for, I'm unsubscribing and stuff like this. So it could be a lot of pressure. I totally get it. Yeah, that sounds awful. Now, luckily for me, I don't have to worry about audience capture because I don't have an audience yet. And if I ever did have an audience, I really don't think I would let them hold it over my head. I mean, come on, it's just me sharing my thoughts. That's what the channel is. And if you don't like that, then why did you sign up in the first place, sort of thing. Yeah, I cover a lot of different types of topics. Maybe people that signed up for one topic now are watching me talk about something totally different and they're like, what the heck is this guy? And they might unsubscribe for that. And so I don't feel like I'm really gonna run into this audience capture issue. Who knows what the future will hold? Like 2 years from now, what will my channel even look like? I don't know. But I definitely notice a lot of these other creators, especially larger, more established creators, that they make the exact same video. They make like the exact same format. I guess they've kind of learned a lot of bag of tricks and they pull those out, but it's more than that. It's like they have a brand, like they have a style, they have a certain format that they have, and they always do the same thing, which is fine, I guess. But when I look at these creators and look at how they deliver and speak, it feels soulless. It feels like maybe the spark, the light has left their eyes. I feel like they got into this with more passion, because when I look at their old videos, like their first videos, the videos where they really got popular, the videos that gave them the big audience, they're less polished, yes, but they speak with so much more passion, so much more enthusiasm. You can see it in their eyes, you can hear it in their voice, just the way that they're hungry. They want this to work, and you can feel that, and that's why they got all the subscribers. But then their more recent content where they have a formula, they're cranking out the same thing day after day or week after week, and you can tell they're just doing it out of obligation. You can sense it. You can feel that they don't really want to be there, that they're afraid. That's it. They're operating out of this sense of fear of loss. They don't want to lose this channel that they've built up, and they feel like they're held hostage by this audience capture. It's not necessarily exactly the audience themselves. It's more like the YouTube algorithm is forcing them to have to keep making this content. You got to keep making the same video, because people only want to watch what came out yesterday or this week. They don't want to watch some 3-week-old garbage. So keep making that same video again and again and again. And I can see it's like a musician playing their greatest hits 2 decades after they wrote it. And they're like, man, I wrote this when I was a teenager and you're having me play it again. All right, here it is. There's the 4-chord song. And then everyone screams and they're like, yeah, play it again. And they're rolling their eyes. Yeah, I think that's what it's like for a lot of these successful YouTube channels that are suffering from audience capture. So for my channel, my strategy, I think, if you want to call it a strategy, I guess it's more just like a natural approach, is that I just speak my mind, man. I just show up. Whatever I'm feeling, I try to tap into that. I try to be as authentic as I can. I can't be 100% revealing everything that I think because some things aren't appropriate or not safe to share, things like that. So I don't take it all the way, but I feel like I take it 10 times further than most channels that are just following a formula, reading a script. A lot of channels do this too. They like write out their script of what they're going to say. I don't do that. I just one take, I speak off the top of my head, and I do that because I love other channels that do that. And those are my favorite people that are just being real, just talking with you, and that's what I wanted to make. So that's what I'm doing here. So I hope that when people decide to watch my videos or subscribe, which many of you have been doing lately, like, welcome, thank you. That's so cool. It kind of blows my mind. I wouldn't really expect this much people finding some value in the stuff I'm talking about, but thank you and welcome. That's great. And I just intend to always just speak my mind and follow my heart. If I'm feeling a certain way, I just speak about what I'm feeling. If I'm thinking about a certain topic, I'll talk about that. So if people are here, they're going to be here because they like listening to me talk, I guess, which is strange to me. I don't feel like me talking is so great or anything, but if you like it, you find it valuable in some way, then great. I'm happy to provide, I guess. And in that way, I guess it won't really matter too much what I'm talking about. Maybe I could read a bedtime story or whatever I do. It could all just be all different topics, all different things. But hopefully people that are here just because they like hanging out and listening to me, which is what I want to do. So in that way, I feel like I won't have to really worry about this audience capture thing too much. And anyway, I'm not here for the money. I don't want YouTube's money. I'm not going to monetize my channel or anything. So it's not like I'll have this fear of losing livelihood. I think that's a big part too of what these channels are worried about, is that they're depending on income from YouTube, from the advertisers, from all of that to support their lifestyle. And since I'm not going to have that problem, I won't have to worry about that aspect. I'm not going to fear, if everyone unsubscribes, then my income's going to come down. No, I don't care about that part. So even if I did want to take my channel in a totally different direction for some reason, not that I think I'd ever do that, but I might. You never know what the future could hold. If that did happen, I don't think I'd be so afraid, like, I'm going to annoy all of my audience and they're all going to leave me or something. Maybe that's another part, is people have this fear of abandonment, this fear that people that used to like them are now going to leave them, and that could terrify them and they really don't want to upset anybody. Me, I inadvertently upset people all the time. I don't try to. I'm not trying to upset people, but for some reason, just the way I go about things, it's a little non-standard. I ruffle feathers, and at this point, I'm just used to it because there's nothing I can do to prevent it, really. So I'm used to people getting upset. It doesn't really bother me too much. I don't want to upset anybody. I hope no one gets upset, but if they do, I kind of get it. And most of the time, it's not really about me. It's their own perspective. It's their own thing that's bothering them. So I don't hold that against them. People can feel what they're going to feel. People can watch or not watch. All that's good with me. So I guess what I'd like to say is that I'm very humbled and grateful to have you guys as an audience. I appreciate you all. At the same time, you won't be capturing me. So if you have a fantasy that you're going to hold this whip over me and get me to do what you want, it's not going to go like that. But I don't think my audience would feel that way. I mean, I made a video asking for suggestions about what topics you'd like me to cover, and nobody even answered that. So it's not like you guys really have much you want me to talk about. But if you do, go ahead and leave your comment, and I'll probably cover what you'd like me to. So thanks for listening. Glad to have you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.